What's up, you beautiful collectors and Masters of the Universe fans, or should I say Princess of Power fans, because we're celebrating the 40 years of She-Ra with this latest Masters of the Universe Origins cartoon collection. And in this current sort of dynamic, we are mostly getting the She-Ra and the Princess of Power characters. Specifically, we have Leech. And a huge thanks to the folks over at Mattel for sending these figures to me to review for you guys. They are available right now on the Mattel Creations website, so you can pick them up there if you would like, or as always, you can do it at the various other places that I have linked in the video description, such as Amazon, Big Bad Toy Store, things of that nature. But Leech is one of those characters that we got in the original Origins line, but this is obviously more of a cartoon look for him. It was, I want to say he was a deluxe figure before, but much more accurate to how he looked in the cartoon. So really excited about getting this guy. He was weird and creepy. That's all there is to it. Packaging wise, very similar. You got Grayskull, He-Man in the Masters of the Universe. Of course, you got Hordak kind of looking over, peering with his evil red eyes. You got the little logo right there showing off She-Ra. What's interesting, you come around the back, and I talked about this in the Catra video. Obviously, these are all figures that we've already taken a look at. The action feature with the little suction cup, that's still there, that the Origin one did. But when we look at the art, I've talked about this before, how a lot of times the art shows what we're going to be getting in the future. Now, we already know that we're getting Bo, and you got Leech attacking Bo right there, which is fine. But you also have Adora right here. We have not gotten an Adora figure yet, which is really very cool. So obviously, that's on the docket. But then also Scorpio, which is fun. So we have basically, I mean, like I said, we know that we're getting Bo, but these ones here are kind of reveals of sorts. So that's really cool to see. And getting more actual rebels will be fun to have, because we have a ton of bad guys kind of going along there. So it is what it is, but you see the other figures that are available. Like I said, you got the same suction cup feature on his hands and his feet. So all of that is the same. You just get more of an accurate representation of them in terms of the cartoon, which I love. But for the packaging on this guy, 'tis about it. So without further to-do, let us get him out here and see how cool he actually is. And here we have Leech opened up and out of its packaging. And as always, you do get the included mini comic. You have Catra right there. You have Leech kind of hanging out there. Couple things when you go through. You got He-Man in his weird like armored mode and all that fun stuff. And it just, you know, it's the same comic that we got with all the other figures that are in this wave. It's, you know, it is what it is. It's fun that, you know, we get them. But again, I do not care about them. One thing that I do want to talk about, though, and I had to use my girlfriend to really kind of confirm this for me. He comes with this gun accessory, which is cool just by itself. But then I was like, wait a minute. And I had to get really close to look at this. This is Adora, and obviously when we get these kind of images, it kind of teases the other figures that we're going to get. You know, you got Mantenna right there. You have Bo. We know we're getting Bo here in a little bit. And then there's, what's her name? Scorpia? I forgot her name. But obviously we have Leech right there. But then we also have Adora, and she's holding this weapon, which that's actually kind of cool that, I mean, you can still use it for him. I mean, he just holds on to it, as you can see, like, right there. But you got a handle right here, which obviously you can see Adora is able to do. But it also collapses up so that you can use it with him and just clip it on there, and then you can have him holding the gun. Now, realistically, people are not going to do that with him because, you know, Leech has his, like, little sucking powers and stuff. So I really like that. I think that's cool that they're able to take other kind of things and spread it out and give us, you know, additional accessories that you can use with other characters. That's really cool. So again, I'm going to throw that over there. Don't need that anymore. So you do have that really nice silver coloring on there. You know, it is what it is. But this is the main guy. Now, Leech is another one that's not terribly different from the original vintage toy, other than, like, kind of like the coloring on him. Obviously, dark green compared to this lighter green, but also the head is very different. That's kind of the biggest aspect. I mean, obviously there's some details like with the little shoulder bits right there. The Horde logo is a little bit different. Just in general, some like smaller details thrown out there. But the head is the biggest difference. This guy's head is massive. Now, he was a deluxe figure. He came with an alternate head that was... I don't even remember what I did with it, but you could pop it off, and it gave a little bit more of a normal look for him. Kind of not normal like that, but just kind of normal for this. But you can see that the hands and the feet are basically the same with him. Trying to see, like, I think those are identical, to be fair. Everything else, though, and like you can even see like the musculature in the thighs and everything, that's different. The lower section, like this part of the leg might be different. These little bits can pop off. But his crotch piece is different. He's got, look at this belt. Like I said, the upper body is very different. Well, similar. You got this little section going around here. He does have that there. The arms are different. The forearms are different. The little suction cup things are the same. But all the way around, you can see, and then the back section here has these little spine things. Doesn't really have that there. But the head is the biggest difference. I mean, this guy is really kind of creepy. And I mean, his name is Leech, and he looks like a vampire-ish looking, I don't even know, leech, I guess. But you can see the big difference with the head there. And I do really like how he does have the more normal kind of look. I mean, that was just kind of the play feature on the toy. He never really did that, and he never really sucked the life out of people from there. So you can take this guy, and you got to angle this around and kind of play with this a little bit to kind of get that where you're going to. You can't really, because they're pinned in there. There's no wrist articulation, so you can't really bend that around. But you can take, here's Faker, and you can kind of go like that and just kind of squeeze it together. So you can do something like that, and they're like, oh no, you're sucking the life out of me. That was his thing, and then he had the feet, and then you can like, oh, those were pretty well stuck together there for a second. Yeah, so suction cuppy, but really, I do really like the way that this guy looks. Again, like the cartoon collection is just hitting on all cylinders for me. It is my preferred kind of thing. Like a lot of these ones I'm just putting into storage now. It is kind of unfortunate. I mean, these are amazing figures, and like I said, you don't necessarily have to pick one or the other, because this one is designed to be like the vintage toy. So again, you can kind of put this guy in his vintage, his vintage toy kind of pose, and you have the more modern articulation and everything like that. This guy obviously is designed to look like the cartoon, so it fits a lot more for me. I did not have a lot of Masters of the Universe, He-Man, She-Ra figures when I was a kid. I really don't think I had many at all of She-Ra. It was mostly He-Man and stuff like that. Although, I mean, I did like She-Ra. I just never really got a lot of the figures. During this time, it was kind of like, I mean, and I've talked about this before, that my family wasn't like well off or anything like that. So it was kind of pick and choose what you basically wanted. And for me, a lot of it was Ninja Turtles and Transformers. Those were kind of the big things. I mean, I watched He-Man all the time. I watched She-Ra all the time. I do remember always seeming to see the same episodes over and over, which always kind of annoyed me. But, you know, it's really fun to be able to get these and be able to have that vintage toy look with updated technology, updated articulation and stuff. But these are the ones that when I was a kid, I wanted to have, because these are the ones that look like the cartoon. And there's always that connection that you have, that you want to play with the toys that you see on the cartoon. And that's just these. So they're doing a great job. Mattel has been nailing these, and I hope they continue on. I mean, obviously, we're in the 40th anniversary of She-Ra, so they're kind of focusing on She-Ra and things of that nature, which makes sense. We got a lot of the Masters of the Universe He-Man figures, and they're still kind of rolling some of those out. The next wave is going to be Frosta, which I got to get here fairly soon. That's a tough one to get. Frosta, then you have Buzz-Off in that line as well, which again is a Masters figure, but then also it's like a Ghost Skeletor. I don't know if I'm going to get that one. That one I don't really know where that came from. I don't remember that. But you know, in that next wave, we're going to get a He-Man figure. We're going to get a She-Ra figure. So they're doing a good job of sprinkling both throughout it while still homaging and celebrating the Princess of Power. So it's really very cool that we're getting a lot of these. If you are a fan, I would definitely pick this guy up. You don't need me to tell you that. You're more than likely already going to do it. But there you go, guys. There's my look at the new Masters of the Universe Origins Cartoon Collection LEECH. If you would like to add this to your collection, I will put a link, a little tag thing right here that you can click on and go to probably Walmart or something like that. Either way, I'll put a link there. Or you can do the other options, which is Big Bad Toy Store, and Amazon, Entertainment Earth. All those links will be down in the video description. Clicking on all those does help support the channel, and I would greatly appreciate it. Beyond that, my friends, that is about it. So, as always, this is Optibotimus saying, roll out slowly.